She never spoke to anyone in town, until the blacksmith approached her one day. The first thing people noticed about Clara Whitmore was that she never spoke. Not to the grocer, not to the sheriff, not to the children who sometimes followed her down the dusty streets of Mercy Creek just to see if they could make her react. And certainly not to the men who occasionally tipped their hats and tried to catch her attention. For nearly a year, Clara had lived on the edge of town in a small, weather-beaten cabin surrounded by cottonwood trees. Every morning, she walked into Mercy Creek carrying the same faded brown basket. Every afternoon, she walked home carrying whatever she had bought. She never said hello, never complained, never smiled, never even answered when someone spoke directly to her.
Good morning.
People had created 100 stories about her. Some said she was
Thank you very much,
mute.
kind sir.
Others claimed she was dangerous. One old rancher swore she had killed a man in Texas. A few women whispered that she had gone mad after losing her husband. But nobody actually knew the truth. Until the blacksmith decided to find out. His name was Samuel Carter. He was 34 years old, broad-shouldered, quiet, and known throughout Mercy Creek for having hands strong enough to bend iron and a temper gentle enough to calm a frightened horse. He owned the blacksmith shop beside the livery stable. Every morning, the town woke to the sound of his hammer. Clang, clang, clang. The sound had become part of Mercy Creek, and Samuel had noticed Clara long before anyone realized he had. He noticed the way she always stopped outside the bakery when fresh bread came out. He noticed how she secretly left pieces of meat near the alley for stray dogs. He noticed how she always crossed the street when a group of drunk cowboys appeared. And he noticed something else. Whenever children laughed nearby, Clara looked happy. Just for a second. Then the expression disappeared. Samuel didn't believe she was cruel. He believed she was afraid. One cold morning in November, Samuel finally decided to speak to her. Clara was standing outside the general store.
Good morning, Clara.
A strong wind swept through the street, catching the edge of her dark blue shawl. Samuel stepped out of his shop. Morning, Miss Whitmore. Clara didn't answer. She simply looked at him.
I was hoping I'd
Samuel
see you
nodded.
today.
Cold day. Nothing.
The town
He
feels a
smiled
bit
faintly.
quieter.
I
when
suppose
you're not
that's
around.
a foolish thing to say. Everyone knows it's cold. For the first time, something almost resembling amusement appeared in Clara's eyes. Then she walked away. Samuel watched her disappear around the corner. He didn't follow. He simply smiled. Well, he muttered, that's progress. The following day, Samuel tried again. This time he found Clara outside the blacksmith shop. Her horse had thrown a shoe. She stood beside the animal, uncertainly examining its
Trouble
hoof.
with the hoof?
Samuel wiped
I'm not
his hands
sure.
on his leather apron. Looks like you've got a problem.
Let's have a look.
Clara stared at him. Samuel crouched beside the horse. I can fix it. She hesitated. Then she slowly nodded. It was the first time she had ever answered him. Not with words, but it was enough.
She's all set, Clara.
Samuel repaired the
Good as
horse's
new.
shoe.
Thank
When he
you so
finished,
much,
Clara
Samuel.
reached into her basket and pulled out a small silver coin. Samuel shook his head. Keep it, she frowned. You need it more than I do.
Thank you.
Clara looked surprised. Then, after a long silence, she whispered, thank you. Samuel froze. It was barely audible, but he had heard it. He looked up. Clara immediately lowered her eyes. Samuel smiled. You're welcome. That was all. But something changed that day. Over the next few weeks, Clara began visiting the blacksmith shop. At first, she came because her horse needed work. Then she came because the gate at her cabin needed repairing.
I
Then
can
a
fix
broken
this.
kettle. Then a loose wagon
It was
wheel.
my mother's.
Samuel repaired
It is in good
everything,
hands.
and he never asked questions. That was what Clara appreciated most. Everyone else wanted to know what had happened to her. Samuel never asked. Instead, he talked about ordinary things, the weather, his horses, the annoying rooster behind the hotel, the terrible coffee at the sheriff's office. Sometimes Clara smiled, sometimes she even laughed, and slowly she began talking. Only a few words at first, then sentences. One evening, Samuel found her sitting outside his shop watching the sunset. You like sunsets? Clara nodded. They remind me of home. Samuel sat beside her. Where's home? Clara's smile disappeared. Nowhere. Samuel didn't push. After a moment, she said,
I still
used to
remember
have
the
one.
smell of the smoke.
He looked at her. What
It
happened?
was the night they took
Clara's
everything
fingers
from
tightened
us.
around the edge of her shawl. Men came.
But I couldn't save
Samuel's
him.
expression
I was just
changed.
too late.
What men? She looked toward the western horizon. Men who wanted something
They
that
wanted
belonged
our
to my
land.
family. Samuel waited.
My father
Clara
refused.
swallowed. My father owned land near the border.
So
Valuable
they killed
land.
him for it.
And they took it? They tried. She paused. They killed him. Samuel said nothing. The sheriff there said it was an accident. Her voice trembled. It wasn't. Samuel's jaw tightened. Did you see who did it? Clara nodded. I saw them. Who were they? She looked at him. Men from Mercy Creek. Samuel's heart sank. You mean someone here? Clara nodded. The man who owns the biggest ranch in the county. Samuel knew immediately. Silas Granger, the richest rancher in the region and one of the most powerful men in town. A week later, Clara disappeared. People assumed she had finally left Mercy Creek. Samuel didn't believe it. He went to her cabin. The door was unlocked. Inside, everything had been disturbed. A chair lay broken. A cupboard door hung open. And on the floor was Clara's silver pendant. Samuel picked it up. Then he saw blood on the wooden floor. His heart stopped. He ran outside. There were wagon tracks leading toward the old canyon road. Samuel saddled his horse. He didn't care who was responsible. He was going after her. Night had fallen when Samuel reached the canyon. He heard voices. Then he saw a small cabin hidden between the rocks. 3 armed men stood outside. Samuel dismounted. One man stepped forward. You shouldn't be here, Blacksmith. Samuel looked toward the cabin. Where is she? The man laughed. You've become quite attached to the mute girl.
You're a long way from
Samuel's
home,
eyes
lawman.
hardened.
This is
She's
as
not
far
mute.
as you go.
The man stopped laughing. Well, that's interesting. Samuel drew his pistol. Let her go. The men reached for their weapons. But before anything happened, a gunshot echoed from inside the cabin. The door flew open. Clara emerged holding a rifle. She wasn't frightened anymore.
That's
She looked
far enough,
furious.
Samuel.
The 3 men turned.
Clara,
Fired
put
into
the
the
gun
ground
down.
beside them. Drop your weapons. They obeyed. Samuel stared at her. You planned this? Clara lowered the rifle. I knew they'd come. Why? Because I have proof. She reached into her coat and pulled out a small leather ledger. Samuel opened it. Inside were names, payments.
This is the
land
proof we
deeds,
needed.
bribes, and one name appeared again and again. Silas
They cannot
Granger.
deny it now.
Clara had spent the past year gathering evidence. She hadn't been silent because she was weak. She had been silent because she knew someone was watching her. She had trusted nobody. Until Samuel. The next morning, Mercy Creek gathered outside the courthouse. Clara stood beside Samuel.
This ledger
For the first time,
confirms
she
the legal
walked into
title
town
belongs
without
to
lowering her
Samuel
head.
and Clara.
The sheriff read
That
the ledger.
ledger is a
Silas
forgery!
Granger stood
It is the
nearby,
absolute truth,
furious.
Silas.
You have no proof this belongs to me. Clara stepped forward. Everyone became silent.
This land
She
belongs
looked
to my
directly at him.
family, Silas.
You killed my father.
This deed proves it.
The entire
And you
street
know it.
froze. It was the first
This
time
document
Clara had
appears
ever
to be
spoken
valid.
publicly. Her voice was quiet, but steady. Silas laughed. You expect anyone to believe you? Clara pulled another document from her coat. My father's signature. Then she held up a second paper. Your signature. The sheriff took both documents. His face changed. Within an hour, Silas Granger was arrested. The men who had helped him were arrested as well. And Clara finally had the one thing she had spent a year searching for, the truth. That evening, Samuel found Clara sitting beneath the cottonwood tree outside her cabin. You did it, he said. She smiled.
I don't want to lose this.
Samuel
You
sat
won't.
beside
I'm
her.
right here.
For a while, neither spoke. Then Clara turned toward him. Samuel? Yes? Why did you talk to me? He smiled. Because everyone else had decided who you were without ever asking. Clara looked down. I was afraid. I know. I thought if I stayed quiet, nobody could hurt me. Samuel reached for her hand. But you don't have to be afraid anymore. Clara looked into his eyes. How do you know? Because I'm staying. Tears filled her eyes. You don't even know me. Samuel smiled. I know enough. He gently squeezed her hand, and I'd like to know the rest. Clara laughed through her tears. It was the most beautiful sound Samuel had ever heard. Spring arrived in Mercy Creek, and with it came changes. Clara opened a small bakery. Samuel helped build the shelves. The children loved her. The townspeople slowly stopped whispering, and Clara began speaking more every day. One afternoon, Samuel walked into the bakery carrying a bouquet of wildflowers.
Samuel, they are absolutely
Clara
stunning.
looked at him. What are
They
those
reminded
for?
me of you.
Nothing, Samuel, he smiled. Fine. He took a deep breath. I've spent most of my life working with iron. Clara raised an eyebrow. That's a strange beginning. I know, he laughed nervously, but iron is easy. You heat it, shape it, hammer it until it becomes what you want. He stepped closer. People aren't like that. Clara's smile softened. You can't force someone to change. No. Samuel held out the flowers, but sometimes, if you're patient, they open their own hearts. Clara took the flowers. Then she whispered, I think mine already opened. Samuel smiled. To whom? Clara stepped closer. You know who. He laughed. Then she kissed him. Outside, the blacksmith's hammer rang in the distance. Clang! 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 The same sound that had once filled the lonely streets of Mercy Creek now sounded different. It sounded like a beginning. Months later, Clara and Samuel married beneath the cottonwood trees. There were no grand decorations, no wealthy guests, just the people of Mercy Creek, a few horses, children running through the grass, and a simple wooden arch covered with wildflowers. When the preacher asked Clara if she would take Samuel as her husband, she didn't hesitate. I will. Her voice carried across the entire gathering. Everyone heard it. Samuel smiled. After the ceremony, he leaned toward her. You know, he whispered, you're talking quite a lot these days. Clara laughed. Maybe I just needed someone worth talking to. Samuel kissed her forehead, and for the first time in years, Clara looked around at the town she had once feared. She wasn't alone anymore. She wasn't hiding anymore. She had found a home, and she had found the one man who never demanded that she speak. He simply stayed long enough for her to feel safe enough to do it. Years later, people in Mercy Creek still told the story. They said there had once been a woman who never spoke to anyone. But that wasn't quite true. She had words. She had always had words. She was simply waiting for someone who would listen without judging her silence. And one day, a blacksmith approached her. He didn't know her past. He didn't know her secrets. He didn't know how broken her heart was. He only knew that a lonely woman deserved kindness. And sometimes, that is where the greatest love stories begin.
there I was, holding the wrong end of the iron.
Samuel, you cannot be serious.
I quickly learned which end was which. At least it made for a good story.
I still remember the smell of the snow. It was the night they took everything from us. But I couldn't save him. It was just too late. They wanted our land. My father refused. So they killed him.
long way from home, lawman. This is as far as you go.
That's far enough,